Miss Washington, with her eyes still closed, leaned over and whispered, "You'll have to read louder, honey, so everyone can hear." "Yes, ma'am," I whispered back. I took a deep breath, filled my stomach up with air, and then made my muscles squeeze it out so it pushed a big gust of wind over my voice box and out my mouth. "Chapter 1," I bellowed. My voice was so loud it surprised me, and I jumped back a little in my chair. But nobody laughed. They were listening. The book is about Alexandra, and her parents think she is quite difficult, but actually she is a genius who is assisting the also genius scientist, Professor Zelinsky, in her quest to explore the lost planet Z. Alexandra gets into some trouble, but really she is just a very focused person. At first I was worrying about all of those people watching and listening, but after a few minutes I left that classroom and went into the story. I was in Alexandra's laboratory instead of at school, and I was just saying out loud everything I saw her do or felt her feel. I let my voice tell the way she did it, and saw it and felt it. So at first, Ida is nervous, but her nervousness disappears once she starts reading. The text says that after a few minutes, I left the classroom and went into the story, so this makes us think that she has forgotten to be nervous. Does she actually leave the classroom in the paragraph? No, but the author phrases it this way to show how she gets so involved in the story that she visualizes the setting and she imagines all of the characters' actions and feelings. And I was so looking forward to seeing what happened next, I forgot that I was reading. All of a sudden, it was the end of the chapter, and it was like I was snatched out of a dream and couldn't quite recall where I was. I looked around and saw I was sitting at a desk. There was a book in front of me. Kids were staring at me, and slowly I remembered. I glanced over at Miss W. and she smiled and whispered, "Thank you very much, Ida. That was lovely." I handed Miss W. the book and we got back to work, and everything was just like always, except that Miss W. had to write all of the instructions on the board instead of talking them. At study time, when I went to Ronnie's desk, he looked right into my eyes and said, "You read real good, Ida," and this time it was me staring down at my shoes like they might disappear if I didn't keep watching them. My throat got stopped up, so I could hardly say thank you. Nothing was different except the warm glow that was in my belly, and my arms and my legs and my head, and wouldn't go away. Even on the long cruddy bus ride home. So how does Ida B respond to the challenge of reading in front of the class? We predicted that that Ida would not volunteer, but she would agree to read. And yes, this was exactly what happened. Ida does read in front of the class, and she reads very well, even though she is nervous at first. Sorry. Let's go back. There we are. Okay, now we have a new setting. How was school today? Ida B. Mama and Daddy would ask me every day after I first went back to Ernest B. Lawson Elementary School. So now she's back home. And every day I'd say, it was okay, which now also stood for overwhelming calamity. Well, what did you do? And I would just tell them the facts. Hard and cold like my heart. We had English, then science, then we went to the gym, with no ups or downs or any part of the real me in there. It was the same thing every day.